Well, good evening, everybody. This is Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we are going to have us a little video to make a sweet little birthday card with a Easter stamp set. So hang on, let me just check off camera here to be sure that we're transmitilating out into the ether webs and that I'm not just talking to myself, because that can happen. It can absolutely happen, and I don't like it. I hate it when that happens. Okay, I've got somebody showing up, so that's a good thing. Hi, Kathy Fennel. Appreciate you joining. Hi, Nance. I hope you're feeling better and the world is all upright like it should be. Hello, Denise. Appreciate you joining tonight. Patricia, nice of you to join us. All right, so we got some folks coming. That's good. Yay! And I see comments on my computer, so life is good. And so far, Mr. Zuckerberg is playing sweet tonight. All right. Okay, so this is the card that I gave you the sneak peek of this morning. And it's pretty easy. It's just some coloring and a little bit of cutting here and there, and we should be good. Glad to hear that, Nance. That vertigo is a booger. Hey, Karen. Hi, Faith. Appreciate you joining. Faith, just so you know, I have word that the mini utility tote that's coming out in March for $31 fits the stamp sets pretty perfect. So you'll be wanting to watch for those for stamp case storage. Thanks, Deborah. This is a cute bunny. Check out this stamp set. All of these little guys make me smile every time I see them. And if these little guys weren't enough, look at the little tiny bee completely with bee trail. You gotta love it. Really, truly have to love it. Hey, Barbara. Hi, Janie. All right. Hi, Lynn. Appreciate you joining. Hey, Amy. Appreciate you coming. Okay, so along with this, because I didn't want an Easter card quite yet, and I don't have any Welcome to the World Little One requirements right now, but it's always good to have birthdays, so I pulled the Happy Birthday to You stamp set from Celebration. This is free right now. It's available right now because it's the first release of Celebration, and it is available to you with a $50 purchase. And also, oh, by the way, it has coordinating dies that you can get right now. So that is cool beans. Okay, so let's get started just so you can see the inside. That's what I did inside. This is the sentiment from Happy Birthday to You, and then another bunny and some bees. So let's go ahead. Hey, Jean, I'm sorry you're by yourself, but I'm glad you could join me. Okay, let's set this aside. Now I'm going to try to do this in the most smartly way that I can so that I'm only bringing Mr. Big Shot across once. But, you know, that's going to be, I'm afraid that could be in the best laid plans. So just so you know, I'm going to fess up. I try not to tell you how dumb I am most of the time. But as I was getting everything gathered together and making the card cuts and making sure I had everything ready, I had my stitched shapes dies out like this, and you'll see I was missing a die. Couldn't find it anywhere. Picked up everything, moved everything. I emptied both of my trash cans. I crawled around on the floor. I picked up my Stamparatus. I picked up my trimmer. I picked up everything I could think of to find, and at about 25 minutes to 7, I was about to give up, and then I thought, well, you know, that's fine. What's the worst that could happen? And I picked up my stack, and I had set it with the piece of vanilla cardstock. So there I was. I picked it up and was able to see that right there. I was having some momentary despair that I was going to have to buy another Stitched Shapes die set because I lost another die. So just so you know, it happens to all of us at some point or another. Okay, all of these card cuts will be on tomorrow's blog, so you do not have to worry about that. We're playing with Crumb Cake, Very Vanilla, and Petal Pink tonight. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Linda. Hi, Carol. Thank you for joining. Okay, so let's see. What was I thinking I was going to do first? Okay, so what I want to do is get some stamping out of the way so that then we can just do some cutting right off the bat. So I'm going to make a few images here. I'm going to stamp my little bunya with Tuxedo Black Memento ink on a piece of Very Vanilla. And we'll set him aside for just a second. And then I'm going to stamp my sweet friend on a piece of Petal Pink. Hey, Daryl, appreciate you joining. I see you have to leave, so hopefully you will enjoy the replay. So I'm just stamping Sweet Friend in Tuxedo Black on a piece of petal pink, and that turned out okay. And then I think we're good to go. Okay, so let me put this away before I have a white t-shirt accident. All right. Now, before you came on, I used my Pinewood Planks 3D embossing folder to emboss a panel of crumb cake. Now this is a bigger panel than I need. Why? You've heard me say it 1,000 times. I'll say it 1,001, because when you emboss, especially in the 3D folders, you tend to stretch and compress the fibers of the paper, and so it can make it be a little bit different size than you like. So I tend to go a little bit bigger than I need and then cut it down to size once I have embossed it. And you do not have to do that. If you have good luck with it not getting out of wackadoodle, then you are a better embosser cutter than I am. Okay, so now let's get Mr. Big Shot over here, and we're going to do a little cutting, a little cuddlating. Do your stamps seem to stick when you use tuxedo ink? Not sure what that means exactly. I need some clarification of your question there, Jean. And Lynn says she was missing the leaf stamp from Piece of... I know. I was to the point where I was going to have to figure out a different die to use. Okay, so what I've got here is I've got that piece of crumb cake, and I have the largest of the rectangle dies from the Stitched So Sweetly set. I'm going to just say this. If you don't have this Stitched So Sweetly die set, I am ordering you as a follower of my blog to buy this right now. This is absolutely one of my favorite die sets ever, and it is certainly one of the most versatile that I have. It's just awesome. You really need it. Stitched So Sweetly. It's on page 20 of the January 2019 to 20. Oh, good Lord. The January to June mini catalog. Golly. Okay, so what I'm doing is I've got the largest of those rectangles, and I am putting it on a little jaunty angle right there, and then I'm going to cut that out. Stick to the paper. No, I haven't. I'm not having any issues with that. If it looked like it was sticking, it was just because I was holding it down to be sure I was getting a good image. I have not seen any issues with Tuxedo Black other than it taking a minute to dry and me smearing stuff all over the place. All right, so I'm going to pick this up and hang on to it. I'll just set it aside just like that. And then the sentiment uses the smallest of the dies. Oh gosh, Faith, me too. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Brooke. All right, and then I'm using the smallest of the Stitched So Sweetly rectangle dies to cut out my sentimente that I just stamped. Okay, and then I'm going to cut out that little bunya that I just stamped. And I'm going to use it in the previously lost, but now is found, stitched shape. And you can see this is the second from the largest or third from the smallest, however you feel the most comfortable. And I'm just going to center that bunny right in the middle of that circle like that. Like that. There. Okay. Okay. Now, if I have thought this through correctly, that should be the last that we need of Mr. Big Shot. Oh, well, thank you, Kathy. Tell him I love him too. All right. Okay, so now we have the bunya, and we have a sentiment, and we're going to do a little coloring here. So let's start. This is a heart doily, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my dark petal pink Stampin' Blend, and I'm going to turn this white doily into a petal pink doily. And it's just kind of, you know, it's a coloring exercise. It's an exercise in coloring and trying to be as smooth as you can. The blends are very forgiving. So you might have to do a layer and then come back and do another layer. But it all kind of evens out in the end, which is nice. One of the really nice little aspects of this. There we go. Note to self, gonna need a new petal pink blends. Okay. And just get the edges. See how nice and smooth that comes out? What once was white now is petal pink. Okay, now put him away. And let's color us a bunya. I am using my light gray granite, light crumb cake, and light petal pink to color him. So I'm going to use the bullet end of my petal pink and color his little feet and his little ear ball, because I'm pretty sure they have little pink feet and little pink ear balls. Okay, and then we'll use the light gray granite for his little chesty. I'm not getting too head up about shading, but I'll just darken it a little bit right under his chin where he might have a little, you know, in theory, there's a little bit of, you know, shade there. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and color him with the crumb cake. And this is the light crumb cake. And I used the bullet end there, and now I've got the feather tip. And we'll just color his little face just like this. Let's see, it's pretty technical. I'll bet you guys think, oh my God, why does she keep doing coloring cards? Lord, we know how to color. We're a better colorer than she is. Why is she coloring? Because this is so cute. It just had to happen. I had to color him. I had to color him. In fact, I'm going to color him 2 more times. So just take a chill pill, get a cup of decaf, and sit back and watch the magic happen. Watch the magic happen. All right. All right, so there's that, and we'll just add a little bit of shading up here, a little bit darker on his ear balls. A little darker here, a little darker there. This is not a true-to-life bunny. It is a cartoon bunny, okay? It is a cartoon bunny. Hello, cartoon bunny. Okay, now let's stamp some bees. I love this little bee. Seriously, I love the bee. The bee may be one of my favorite things ever. Okay, we'll just... Now, before I color that bee, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a minute to dry. All right, and then we're going to, let's assemble our card a little bit. See, I'm keeping that. I'm going to put this away so that I don't lose it. Not that that has ever happened. Only any day of the week or month. Okay, now to assemble the card front, we're taking our cut piece. I'm going to use liquid glue. Hey, Lenny. Just have a white bunny with pink ears. Realism, not laziness. Yes, that could happen too. A white bunny or a vanilla bunny with pink ears. That would absolutely work. I would probably also color the little pads of his feet and his schnoozle, because I'm pretty sure those would all be pink, right? Wouldn't they all be pink? Okay, and then we're just going to put the liquid glue on, and do kind of try to get around the edge where this cut is, so that everything lays down, but you don't have to get too carried away. And then we're just going to adhere this on the front, like so, like so. And his nose, yes. Hi, Aileen, thank you. The bee is going into the poor bunny's ear. It's not, well, actually, one has already gone in and it has now come out the other side. So apparently this guy is, wait for it, dumb as a bunny. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to take the cut piece and I'm going to pop it back into its space with some of my cut up Stampin' Dimensionals. Some of you are appalled. Some of you are impressed. I said on my YouTube video I was going to try this method for 2 or 3 weeks to give myself a chance for it to become a habit. And so I'm trying to do that. So I've used now 4.5 dimensionals on here. And I even cut a bunch of these little strip doohas, but I only cut like 3 because that's too much commitment to do the whole sheet. I can't do that. Because what if I hate that? Then I would have all of those little pieces and I'd be like, God, all these little pieces. All these little pieces. Oh my Lord, people, look what came today to my house. Oh yes, the Princess Cruises Best Sale Ever flyer. I want to go so bad again, back to Alaska. And these have the ones where you also have the 4 or 5 days of land tour, like on the train. The stock in the dimensional industry may... I know. Yes, I know. And I just would like to apologize to all dimensional makers everywhere. I'm trying to do my part for the environment. Yes, I'm lowering my Stampin' Dimensional footprint. Okay, so all I'm doing now is popping that right back in its spot, in the hole from which it came, like so. There we go. I wonder if that's upside down. I'm going to see if I can pick that back up and fix that, because that's bugging me. It's bugging me. It's bugging me. It's bugging me. It may not be upside down at all. Oh, yes, it certainly was. Certainly was. Okay. See, when you've got a pattern, it helps if you can match the pattern, because otherwise it looks like you weren't paying attention, kind of like I just wasn't paying attention. I thought it was right, but it was just enough not right to make me think it wasn't right, and then sure enough, it wasn't right. The rightness was wrong. There was no rightness at all. These are still sticky enough, so let's try that again. Because see, you can see, I don't know if you can tell from the video, but you can really see where the grain lines are on that embossing. So it was going to really, really bug me a lot. A lot. Okay, now I'm going to take one of my little half doohas and stick it in the top right portion of my heart. And then I'm going to use some liquid glue on the other side to adhere it. That's right, it was just a test to see if you were paying attention. I did not look to see how many people told me. You thought it was a Girl Scout cookie flyer. No. It is a Princess Cruise flyer, and I want to go bad. Also, I'm scared to say it out loud, but apparently some dude from Japan has been in Maui, in Oahu for a week now, and they've just discovered he's positive for coronavirus. So that's not good. I have bad feelings of bad juju-ness for the trip. I'm hoping it's not going to work out badly. Okay, so I'm just adhering that. Not doing a very fine job, as you could see. Really wasn't. Now, before I put my bunny on, I'm going to use my Daffodil Delight Stampin' Right marker and just color the little bee's body, the little bee body, as opposed to a busy body. That's a bee body. And then I'm going to adhere him right here like that. So I'm going to put a little piece of my little half-dimensional guys over here, right up against the corner, and some more liquid glue on the other half of him. You might have noticed if you'd gotten this one in the mail, Faith. You might have seen it. And we'll just put him right there like that. And then I'm going to use dimensionals to adhere my sentiment. Now, this is for a clean and simple challenge, so I didn't get all excited about putting any other decor on it, which hurt me almost as much as cutting my dimensionals did, but I stopped right there. I called that my card front, and I think that's actually pretty cute. This little guy does all of the work for us, right? Okay, so now on the innards, on the inner insides, the inside of the innerator, I'm going to stamp my sentiment from Happy Birthday to You. Now, I have already done this once, so I know that sometimes when you have these, your writing is not necessarily exactly how it is on the stamp, so it's always good with a new one particularly, or one that you haven't used for a while, to stamp it on your graph paper so that you can make sure that if you stamp it straight, it's going to stamp straight. Okay, so I've already done that one time, and I'm pretty confident in it. So I'm eyeballing my graph paper, and I'm just going to put that on like that. And I don't know why my computer just went to sleep. Apparently, Facebook is not very exciting for it. And there is my sentiment. And I'm going to put a few more little bee guys. I'm going to put another little bee guy. A bee guy over here. Ooh, that's got some extra. So I'm going to have to be careful with that because I can see it's got a little place just asking to be smudged. And we'll put him down here in the corner. And another bee by him. Another little bee by him. A little bee by him. And while that dries, we'll do the same on our envelope. This is a very vanilla envelope, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I would think you would think it would be. Okay, yeah, it is. Isn't that a pretty font, Linda? I really like it. And we'll put him on like that. And another bee. I love the bees. I could actually probably just do a whole card with bees. I love them. They're so cute. I'm putting another one right there just because I can. Okay, and then he can set aside and think about what he's done and get dry while we do some more coloring. Let's do some more coloring, shall we? I'm going to color. Okay, again, my light petal pink for his little ear balls and his nose and his little feet. Like that. And actually, that's not a bad idea. We might just, okay. Now, then we'll do gray granite for his little rough muff. All right. And a little bit of shading under there. And then, let's go crazy. Hi, Stampin' Lady Di. How are you from Colorado Springs? Mary, the Happy Birthday is from the Celebrations Happy Birthday to You stamp set. It's this one. This is the one you can get for free with a $50 purchase through the end of March. Which, oh, by the way, if you guys aren't, kind of paying attention, is about a month and a half out. And that will also be the end of the wonderful joining special. So if you're thinking about joining the team, I would love to have you. I surely would. And this is a great time because you get the extra pack of paper and you get the mini trimmer and you get a free stamp set of your choice on top of all of the $125 worth of whatever you want that you get to pick when you join for a mere $99. And yes, there is absolutely zero commitment. And yes, you could pick Celebration 2 goodies right now as part of our pre-order if you wanted to join. So if you've got questions, I have probably, maybe, possibly got answers. And I would be happy to answer them for you. Bye, Denise. Thank you for joining. All right. Now, I'm going to do like I have told you to do before when we color with the Stampin' Blends on an envelope. I'm using an acetate to stick inside my envelope to protect the back of it. And we're gonna color him right quick like a bunny. Ha ha, see what I did there? Quick like a bunny. Because he's a bunny, see? Quick like a bunny, because he's a bunny. Yeah. Okay. It probably wasn't fun. I can't even hear you guys laughing hilariously with me, so I'm just assuming you are, and if you are not, laugh out of pity. Just go ahead and give me a pity laugh, if you will. All right, and we'll do his little ears. And then we're about done. And he's so cute. He's so cute. These little guys, they make me smile every time I see them. Remember my trick that I told you about on Thursday? When you're coloring with blends up against the edge of your envelope, don't sit down here and scrub. I like to go down like this so that my pen is coming up as it hits the edge of the envelope. And here is why. If you don't, you're going to look and you're going to have bleed over on the back of your envelope. Okay? So protect the back of your envelope so that you don't waste an envelope. Because it's really hard to put a rhinestone at the bottom edge of an envelope. It looks weird, and it probably won't make it through the machine. Just saying. Okay, I'll add a little shading in here. And then we'll get his little face. And then all we have left is a B or 3. Ha ha. My goodness, I have got some poetry going tonight. Oh, I didn't do his nose. His snoozle is not colored. He has got a blank snoozle. That is not gonna ride. That is not gonna ride. Okay, let's get this fixing. Your husband is rolling his eyes. Why? Because of the schnoozle? Because I'm goofy? I can buy that. He's not wrong. He is not wrong. If I lived at altitude, I'd say I could blame it on the altitude, but I don't, so... Oh, I guess I could blame it on too much oxygen. That's it. I have oxygen... I don't know what I've got. I'm just goofy. Let's just go with goofy, okay? Let's just go with goofy. Okay. And there we go. Now let's go ahead and do the finishing of the finishing, because we are never done until we're done. It is not done. Oh, there you go. See? A very smart man with a wicked sense of humor, just like me. Yeah. Okay, now I have some petal pink paper from the Subtles DSP, the 6x6 DSP, in a very pretty little plaid. I love this. So pretty. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Give that a little rub, and then we'll fussy cut that and put our card together, and we'll be Dunsky. Dunsky. All right. Do a lot of you have Monday off? So is this a 3-day weekend for people, I hope? 3-day weekends I remember with such nostalgic happiness. That Friday afternoon, it just seemed like the whole weekend loomed ahead with nothing important to do, and you could leave the work phone plugged in for 3 entire days. Now, really, it's just another day. I'm not even gonna lie. It's just another day. You like Goofy? Oh, thanks, Lenny. All right, now let's go ahead and put some cards together. Some cards together. There we go. And Finny is out in the hall somewhere. I don't know where he is. He's gone to bed. You'll have to read the blog post tomorrow. We had a little incident today. There's been a death in the family. You're going to want to see. It's kind of sad. I mean, you know, it's not devastatingly sad, but it's kind of sad. All right. Yes, retired and off every day. Yes. But in some ways it kind of, you know, it takes away the fun of the day off. You know what I mean? It's like there's what do you look forward to? When you work and you have a weekend or a long weekend, you think, oh gosh, here comes a holiday. But then there's the dead zone, the bad time, where like between, what is it? It's right after these, like in February, and then February through May, there's nothing. There's no holidays at all. And so you're like, oh my goodness, there's not another holiday until, is it Memorial Day in May? Yeah. I always get Memorial Day and Labor Day mixed up. I'm not sure why. But I guess I should say Memorial Day is in May, MM, right? Is that right? Somebody tell me if that's right or wrong, so that I don't remember something wrong. Nope, he did not get a squirrel. It's not that sad. He thought it was kind of sad. It was kind of sad in a monetary way, but there was no, you know, it's a fake death. Ooh, retired but getting snow. Well, you live in Colorado, so, right? Yeah, that's part of why I don't want to live in Colorado. My mom would like me to live in Colorado, but I don't want to live there. I don't do snow. I like to look at snow in pictures. Do you live in Colorado Springs because you worked there and then retired? Or what's that? I guess I'm rudely asking, why do you live in Colorado Springs? My military background says you were military and so you retired in the Springs. But I suppose it is possible, remotely possible, that there are non-military people living in Colorado Springs, not associated with the Academy or Carson or what used to be Peterson now is Onizuka, right? All right, and there we go. And so there we have, that is how to turn an Easter bunny into a birthday bunny. Just like that. So, highly recommend. It's time to start getting your Easter bunny cards, stamp sets, so that you can start working on Easter. And this is a great one. It is called Welcome Easter. And you got your bunny, you got your chick, and you got your totes adorbs little baby lamb. And it also works for new babies. Isn't that sweet? All right, guys. I am going to call it a night. And I hope I will see you midweek Thursday in the day for a YouTube video. Don't know what the card's going to be yet, so you'll have to just be surprised. All right, have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks. Bye-bye.